it wasn't for us, that Star Wars franchise would have been dead a long time ago.
Try telling Disney that. Tell fucking Disney that.
That motherfucker. Yeah, I was like, this guy is over there Saturday and Sunday just going about his day.
You know it's illegal to jerk off in a car, dude.
Seriously, that is like climbing Kilimanjaro naked.
Yeah.
Seriously. And surviving.
Stick around, 'cause I am coming back. And I know someday I'm gonna make it bad.
Talk about shit we talk about anyway. Just
Seriously.
That's the plan. That's the dream. But anyway, all right, let's get to the show. What do you mean the guy that was...
The older guy,
You're talking about the guy that was...
does the farmers insurance commercials.
Oh, cross, yeah, the two worlds, cross roads or whatever.
It's actually pretty good.
We watched, it is good. It
Counterpart.
Is good. Counterpart, that's
Yeah,
it.
it's good.
Yeah.
I haven't watched season...
It's got J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a season 3 now, right?
I don't know. I haven't been watching it.
I watched the first 2. It's good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I like how it's like, how many we just first season?
Yeah.
It gets better in the second season because then, I don't want to ruin it for you, but it gets better.
I dug it.
Yeah.
Not bad.
There's not too much going on out there right now.
I'll tell it during the podcast, but I got like a story about how an older movie holds up. I let the kids watch it for the first time.
Oh, I love that shit.
And
like your shit that you loved?
And it fucking holds up. And it totally kicks the shit out of the reboots of it.
Oh, Ben-Hur?
Yeah, save it up.
All right.
Ben-Hur?
Nope.
I thought you were
Ben-Hur was good, though.
The original?
Ben-Hur
fucking awesome, man. Did that reboot, I can't even turn on, dude.
Spartacus, that was fucking good.
This show was good, man.
Ooh, Spartacus with
fucking
Douglas.
Douglas, yeah.
Kirk Douglas.
Yeah.
Dude, he's 103 years old.
Dude's fucking ancient, dude.
I know. Michael's what, like 80-something?
He's in his 70s, maybe.
He never thought Michael would mount to anything? He didn't think he was a good actor?
Yeah, he had to eat crow after he started getting he got the Academy Award for producing Cuckoo's Nest. And then he started getting, it wasn't until he did Wall Street and did
President?
Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct was
and that run he had in the 80s is when he started to
Wall
really
Street.
get respected.
I personally think he had a better career than his dad.
Well, they made 1 billion movies back in the day,
Yeah, but they were just shooting. They were like box screens and some off lot, dude. It was like easy to make movies back then.
Well, you're not Ben-Hur.
Yeah. Well, I know.
Or the greatest story ever told. All those big epics, they were ridiculous. But you're right.
But he didn't do the big epics.
He did Spartacus.
That was the only one, probably. Name another one that he did a big epic.
I'm not sure.
He did a couple with John Wayne. That was about it. But they weren't big epics.
No. Then he did the one with was it Charlton? No, was it Richard Burton? Where they were two old gangsters that were bank robbers.
Yeah, that was weird. It was like in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
It's before he had his... No, the Greed. Remember Greed he did with Michael J. Fox?
Yes. So he almost drowned him in the pool.
Yeah. He's like a strong, 90-year-old man. You're like, what the fuck?
Grip like a steel... Yeah. It was good. All right, let's get this show on the road. Yeah, we'll save it for the show. So...
If I sneeze during it, don't mind me.
Dude, I go to my eye doctor to get my glasses tuned up because I fell asleep with my one pair.
Is you say my doctor that I met at the...
Yeah, I love him. He's fantastic.
He's good. He's a drunk, but he's good. No, I'm kidding. He's not. Just kidding. He probably listens.
But I was over at his shop today, and two of the people in there are sick. And the one woman who's taking care of me, she's sweet, she's fantastic, but she literally sits across. And when you're getting your glasses done, you got about 18 inches of table, and they're putting your glasses on you to make sure it fits right and everything.
Yes.
And I was like, how you doing? She goes, I'm sick. I was like, motherfucker.
Well, I went to get my eyes checked today because I got the glaucoma thing. I got to get checked out.
Yeah.
Says I don't have it,
You're
but
105 years old.
Yeah, right. I'm borderline. Well, I go there and I'm telling the doctor, I have a head cold. She's like putting on the mask.
Yeah, dude.
She's hustling through me. She's like, doesn't want to talk to me. She goes, I don't want to get sick. And I'm like, and then at the end, usually she sits down with me. This time she's like, "You're fine.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here." I'm like, all right, "That's unusual." Sure.
Come on, hugging a kiss. Bring it in. Bring it in. She's like, "No,
Get away.
hit you with mace."
Yeah.
Okay, let's for real get this show started. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
And I am Jamie.
Welcome back, Nicholas. How'd those taxes go? We called you out on the last episode.
I heard that. That's the one thing I did here.
Tax man.
I had to, man. There's times when, and plus, I didn't know if they were. I don't want to get into all politics. At that time, I didn't know if we were going to be going into another strike. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm getting this shit in."
How'd you fare? Is it true that it went down from the years before? Or
I got lucky because of my boys.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the one thing my guy said, the dependent thing got raised. If you have a lot of dependents, you'll get a little bit more money back.
It's $2,000 a kid for tax credit.
It pays the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, dude, some countries, man, if you have, because they're having,
It goes down?
No, they're actually incentivizing people
Because they don't have a lot of population?
because they have a population issue. I forget. Like
It's not China, right?
Yeah, no way.
But it's like if you have 4 kids or more, they like you don't have to pay taxes on or something like that.
Yeah.
I forget. But
although with our kids, though, now the new law stops it at 17.
oh, really?
Where before you could, if they go to college, you could.
Oh, you can take them.
23 when I was growing up.
Yeah, to all the way through college, as long as you're going to college.
Yeah.
Now it's 17 out.
I heard it's not that big a break this year.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Survey, my accountant said like we got more than we got last year
Because of the dependent thing.
It's because of the dependent thing. But he goes, it's just. He goes, I have it go either way. He goes, it's probably more, not as much. But there are some people like you, me case in point, that got more than we expected.
Yeah, did you hear that? Just reminded me. I know it's not exactly comic book or movie talk, but did you see that there was a CNN interview with Bill Gates, and Bill Gates was talking about how people want to tax the rich up to 70%.
Oh yeah, there was the girl,
Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah, but she's getting it off a world famous economist who said, I read an article a couple months ago about how he said the only way to fix it is to tax the rich at 70%.
Yeah. But
that's where she got the order. That's where she was getting her information from. Now, that's a Nobel winning economist said that.
Yeah.
So she was going off for him, but Bill Gates, obviously,
that lady is a little spacey.
Well, I think she's just young. I think she's
Dude, the cow fart thing was a little.
I didn't hear the cow fart thing.
She was talking about like attaching bottles to the cows.
Oh, from methane
to get gas.
Yeah, to prevent like the methane problem.
She had to be joking, right?
No, she was fucking serious.
Dude, when I was younger, man, I was
it didn't look joking. I'll tell you that.
So I was like 18, 19
Next
years
president
old.
in 10 years.
Oh
she hits all the boxes.
Why
all
not?
she has to do is be a lesbian and then it's done.
Yeah, it's a sealed deal. Dude.
Well, she's not transgender, but come on.
Yeah.
Non-binary. Thank you.
Watch it with the pronouns. Man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Non-binary.
So I'd like to be Zer.
Yeah. Zer.
What were you saying seriously?
No, but what Gates was saying is that if you think about the people that are literally billionaires, they don't pay that much in taxes.
They don't.
You know, on average, you can pay on actual income, actual physical. I put this money in my pocket income. It's a fraction of a percent compared to their net worth, and then because their net worth is tied to investments.
Yeah, it's easier to dodge a bullet. You keep the money rolling.
Yeah, and the gains income is a lot less than actual income, right? So where if you might be getting 39 point something percent because you're a multimillionaire, the money on your investments is significantly taxed at a significantly less rate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Warren Buffett, I think on his actual income compared to his net worth, he pays like 0.016%.
See, that's ridiculous.
But and he's even copped to it. Warren Buffett.
he said he made a big a couple years ago saying my secretary pays more in taxes than I do.
So just going after income is a start, but I think.
Well, it's really the corporate taxes, and we don't need to get all on this, but they kind of fucked it when they lowered the corporate tax because that's where they're going to get. If you're really going to save the economy, you're going to get it from the corporations that Apple's $1 trillion corporation. Fuck, man.
Yeah,
There's $2 trillion corporations in the United States alone.
Yeah.
You know, you're not even getting the Microsofts or the Googles of the world. I mean, if you're really going to make the money back, it's through corporations, but they don't want to do that. They want to. We're going off topic here.
Yeah.
But,
we'll have Money Hour on another podcast.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the box office. This week's box office started out with Alita Battle Angel hitting the top spot.
Did you see it?
I did. I took the whole fam. I went to the movies.
Of course he did.
I know, God, this guy sees every fucking movie. I feel bad. He saw Into the Spider-Verse twice, and I couldn't even catch the preview twice.
Matter of fact, before I had to mention John, I like fucking threw him under the bus on Sunday because I saw like you texted or something about like watching you were watching Netflix on Sunday or Saturday, like pretty much
every weekend. Dude.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, that motherfucker. I was like, this guy is over there Saturday or Sunday just going about his day watching Netflix. And I was like, man, I am one jealous bastard.
Oh, God, I'm jealous of both of you two
dude,
fuckers. Don't even give me that.
I'm like, dude, you bastard.
Well, and here's the other thing, too. The weather's so shitty.
Yeah, why would you want to go outside?
You almost get
who gives a shit?
Get a reprieve, you know? You're like, yeah, I don't mind, boys. Hop on your Xboxes. We're gonna have a good time.
Breen goes, yeah, we should go outside. It's like, fuck that. I was like, who wants to go out there and freeze their nuts off?
Yeah, and then you get a warning because I get alerts from my weather app, and it says, it gives my address, and then it says, the rain and sleet will start soon, and I'm like, no, man.
Yeah, Breen's like, they want to go outside. I took one of the boys outside, and he points to the door like, let's go the fuck back inside.
He's like, are you fucking kidding me, Dad?
I'm like, this dude don't want to go outside, and I'm with him.
I'm gonna make you guys really jealous because I actually watched a movie and I finished a series.
You fucking bastard.
I got yelled at for watching a fucking movie when my boys were sleeping and my wife was out with my daughter. What did you do the whole time? Well, the boys were sleeping and I had one on my chest. Well, you could have done something. I'm like, what? I watched a fucking movie. Yeah. And it took me 2.5 hours to watch an hour-and-a-half movie because I had to do things with the boys.
Yeah. It's not straight through.
I didn't have sex with another woman. Yeah. I watched a movie. Oh, yeah, I know those battles.
Yeah, so Alita Battle Angel, we took the fam to see it. That hit the top of the box office at $28 million.
Well, how was it?
I really enjoyed it. You know what?
It sounded like you did.
I really enjoyed it.
Like, it's James Cameron, right?
Dude, visual smorgasbord.
Well, he's always good at that. He was good with that with the Titanic.
He's stunning.
He's always been good with that, though.
Totally.
I mean, that's his MO.
But he wasn't directing. It was, and you know, I mean, Robert Rodriguez is a total visual storyteller, but like I fell in love with Robert Rodriguez, not even with El Mariachi, it was with Sin City.
Sin City was awesome.
He did that? I forgot. Yeah. I didn't know he did that.
That was a revelation, man.
I love that.
Phenomenal. Movie. Not so much on the sequel.
I never seen the sequel.
Sucked.
Yeah, sequel's not great. The first one's great. And then I saw behind the scenes where he says, we don't need storyboards. We have the graphic novel. We're doing this. You know, and it was all Frank Miller's artwork from the graphic novel.
And this gave you a chubby right there.
Boing.
Yeah. As soon as you hear Frank Miller, you're like,
yeah, are you kidding me? And a page for page depiction of that, you know, in a motion picture. So Alita Battle Angel, really enjoyed it. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that in a little while. Lego Movie 2, second in the box office this weekend. This is the weekend for the February 15th.
I heard it's not doing well. Not as well as projected. Let's put it that way.
Dude, $62 million in 2 weeks in.
Yeah, the first one made that in one weekend, right?
I think it made it in a weekend.
Yeah, but it's not breaking any new ground. That's probably why.
No.
And it's not... I heard the story wasn't that great. So, yeah. I mean...
Yeah.
It was crazy original when it first came out.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
And it was like, there was the novelty of it being Lego, actual Lego.
And it was funny. Like...
Yeah, clever.
It was clever, funny. It wasn't just for little kids. It was...
my point is, like, if it wasn't like, you know, like amazing story, then it's the novelty wears off.
Yeah, you got to have the you
got to follow it up.
Oh, it's like Toy Story. Toy Story kept following itself up.
Perfect example.
Yeah, Toy Story. I mean,
they proved you wrong 3 times.
They did, dude.
And I'm even skeptical about this fourth one. But I was telling Shannon the other day. She goes, I don't want to see it. I'm like, why is it the same thing about the third one? And I loved it. It was the best one yet.
Third one was phenomenal.
I almost cried.
I know. It's like that reminds me of the deal that they cut with Disney originally when they were like when Pixar and Disney was like, all right, we're going to give you a 5-picture deal, and then it was like they can't do another hit. Pow! Right out of the park. They can't do another one. They're on like their 4th movie. It's like, holy shit, they did another one. And then it was getting towards their 5th movie, and they were like, we got to start talking to these guys, lock them in. And of course, they bought Pixar. But that's not what is happening with the Lego franchise.
They're fine now. God damn it. You guys talked about it 2 episodes back with this freaking Legos that you buy.
Fuck
yeah, dude. Legoland alone. I haven't been there yet, but I heard it's like freaking crazy.
I'm wondering how that works, though.
I built a lot of Legos this weekend.
Did you? Really?
Seriously. Like,
he's into Legos now?
He fucking loves this.
That's awesome.
Reese loves them too.
Are you still working on the Ghostbusters thing?
I think I might. I didn't get it yet.
Oh, that's right.
I often wonder who these toys are really for, Jamie.
That's the beauty of it, man. It's like when we drag our kids to these movies, you know? If it wasn't for us, that Star Wars franchise would have been dead a long time ago.
Try telling Disney that. Tell fucking Disney that.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier about the about showing the kids another movie. I can either talk about it now or talk about it later. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I got 2 more movies out of this, and then we can move on. Isn't It Romantic? It was 3rd in the box office this weekend. Again, this weekend
that?
Of February 15th through the 17th. Isn't It Romantic?
Is it a remake?
No, it's a movie with Rebel Wilson. She's a heavy-set, blonde-hair Australian girl.
No, I don't care about that.
It's a romantic comedy, hence the name, Isn't It Romantic?
Yeah, I don't care.
She's like,
I've seen the preview.
Yeah, she gets mugged, she gets knocked over the head, she wakes up, and it turns out
all these good-looking dudes like her.
But she's the star of a real-life romantic comedy. So it's kind of surreal.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. Not interested. Yeah. Well, nobody else thought that either. That's why it did $14 million. I mean, everybody else thought that. Excuse me. What Men Want? That's the kind of remake. One. Yeah.
So the first one I loved.
I did the one with Mel Gibson.
It was good. It was clever. Mm-hmm. It was cool. You know.
Yeah, and it had what's her name from Twister.
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt.
Had Helen Hunt. Hiya. What's her face? Peter Parker's mother.
Yes. Yeah, that was good.
It was a good movie.
And then rounding out the top 5 is Happy Death Day to You, the second Happy Death Day. I think this is like another one of those movies that's like
Sharknado.
No, not Sharknado.
But you know,
I've never heard that.
What was the one with all the where people were they hopped off a plane crashed.
Yeah.
Live?
They had a TV show about that too.
Live?
No. It was a bunch of kids. They were on a plane. The plane crashes, but before it crashes, before it takes off, they all get off the plane. But they
Final Destination.
Final Destination. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm good tonight.
You are. You're on fire. You must have got some sleep this weekend.
What's sleep? What's that?
No, I did not actually.
Cindy goes to me today again. I'm just going to have fun with you guys today. We look up our sleep apps, you know, and it shows.
Don't compare that because that'll get you in an argument. You slept better. It's like, well, it's not my fault.
I was comparing it to you guys.
Oh.
Like it'll show.
Oh, yeah, in our house it does.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
See, one thing
Nick does something.
Yeah, totally. Same way.
all the time. It's like, I can't have one.
Yeah, you know what I did? You know what I did with that?
Tired again, Nick? Oh, yes, I'm fucking tired, all right?
You know what I did with that watch? I lost it, quote unquote. Lost it. It's gone, dude. Fuck that watch.
No, I do that. I do little digs to Cindy too. I'll be like, she'll be like, oh, I got great sleep tonight. I was like, or last night. I was like, really? It's like, yeah, look, I got like 6.5 hours. I was like, yeah, I got almost 9. And all my levels are great. And I was totally uninterrupted the whole night. And she's like, fuck you, John. You fucking asshole.
That's how I used to bust Brian's chops. I'd be like, yeah, you can make up for it with that mid-afternoon nap. It's like, oh.
Yeah. You said that to
Brian.
I said that to Cindy.
Like, that didn't go over. That went over like a lead balloon.
No.
Because Cindy will take her 12 o'clock. She'll hustle and work her ass off. And then 12 o'clock, she'll watch her shows. But she almost never makes it through because she sleeps so shitty. Sorry, not shittily.
I like shittily.
Why do all women sleep bad?
Because they're the worriers, man.
Like, I mean, I go to bed, and the only time I ever get up, if I have to get up, is I get up to pee, and that's a fucking about it.
Yeah. Well, Cindy says it's because the wheels don't stop turning.
I guess.
Yeah.
I go to bed, I'm asleep, dude.
Well, I tell Cindy, I say, that's where I go to have a break. You know what I mean?
What,
your
beat
head?
off?
No, that's not a break. That's just funsies. But
No, I'm saying if you can't sleep, rub one out, you go to sleep.
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
a
but I
given,
could but I'm literally like cattle, man. I could sleep standing up. You know,
I'm not like that, but when I'm in my bed, dude, if I'm ready to go,
it's time to go.
I'm done.
Well, if I can't sleep though, I'm gonna beat that motherfucker like it owes me money.
Where do you get the time, man? As far as like the
I
like,
don't.
you have no
Dude,
pride.
I'm sorry. It's where do you get the time, John?
I'm talking
John,
about
you were
him.
just talking about
You do it real creepy where you roll over to your side with your back turned and just jack real quick.
I'm saying he doesn't have private space.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
That's
That's what I'm saying. You gotta come quick, sir.
Like you're in prison, dude.
Yeah, it's not even happening. I'm lying. I'm all pent up here.
You know it's illegal to jerk off in a car, dude.
That's
we
what
had
I'm
this
saying.
conversation
That's
with
right.
Jerry.
Jerry confirmed it. Even with tinted windows.
I'm right out front.
Well, he didn't actually answer that one.
I'm right out front
I
of
want you to
John's
replay
house.
that.
I'm right out front of John's house, relieving myself, waiting for the podcast.
That's why he fell asleep the one time I found him outside the car. He just got done.
I passed
There,
out.
his dick in his sock.
He said, oh.
Spent tissues. I'm fucking gross.
Totally, I don't even have it on my list of notes, but I don't know why this even came up, but the cast of Dune is really stacking up.
Dude, Josh Brolin's in that dude now.
Yeah.
Shit.
So they got Josh Brolin. They have,
He's going to play Patrick Stewart's character.
oh, really?
If I read that correctly. I like that
Yeah.
for him.
It's shaping up to be something that I'm really looking forward to.
Me too. I don't want to keep sending that shit out to you. You've never seen the original, right, Jamie?
Dude, no.
No. I've never read the book. I heard the book's amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a tome of a read.
Yeah, it's like 2,000 pages
Yeah,
or some
fuck
shit like
that.
that. It's like
I'm
bigger.
out.
It's like bigger than the Bible. But I
out.
love the first movies. I mean, I'm probably one.
Why'd
of
you
the
make
few-
a book that big? Like, seriously.
It was
Who, me?
No, why would you make
It was like a kind
People
of like
read it, man.
It was kind of like a Tolkien thing.
Yeah.
but for space.
Yeah,
It was
I mean-
the guy wrote it in his late 50s, early 60s.
Seems a little pretentious.
Late 60s, I think.
Seems a little pretentious to make a 2,000-page book. Just saying.
Well, you gotta fake people out and break it up into three.
Well, you can almost go thinking about Game of Thrones and fucking that fucker.
Yeah.
He hasn't even finished this shit.
Yeah, but I love his response, and I know we said this before when people are like, "Yo, dude, you got to finish it. We don't want you to die and not finish it." He's
Yeah,
like,
but-
"Fuck you, I don't want to die."
Yeah.
He's like, "Thanks for thinking of me and my well-being, and you just want the book. That's how long you want me to be alive for."
Well, the premise, I just want to get to the
George
premise.
R.R. Martin.
The premise of the Dune is it takes place thousands of years in the future. Some Earth has gone to pass. These humans have colonized other systems. But the only way to do space travel is through these other beings that, you know, they run into that you warp time and space. It's pretty much warp drive, but they use their own minds to do it or whatever. But they get their power from this spice called the spice.
Yeah.
Right? And it's only on one planet in the whole universe. It's called Dune, Arrakis, whatever. And this whole movie is talking about how these people that live there, they're indigenous people. Well, not indigenous, but the people that were left there. There's no water on the whole planet. And that they believe in this chosen one to come and save the planet, save the universe, because the universe is going to shit. So this whole movie's about that. And it's a lot of political intrigue, a lot of like stuff going behind the scenes. Like, you would actually like it.
I'm just trying to figure out how they made a 2,000-page book out of it.
I don't know how many pages it is, the book. I know the book.
I'm not sure either, but it's a big read.
It's a real. I love the movie. I liked it. I know people didn't fare to it because it didn't compare to the book as well. But I think if they do it justice, I think it could be really. I think it could be a big hit because so many people are like more in depth stuff anymore.
You know what? I totally fucked that
Jason
up.
Momoa is going to be in it too.
Fuck yeah.
I totally fucked that up. I thought it was a bigger read, but it turns out it was because it's 3 books and
It was 3 books. It's like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Right.
it's only 400 pages for
A
the
book?
first one. less than 300 for the second one.
All right, now we're in
third.
okay territory.
Yeah, I heard it just was a lot. I don't know. I didn't even know.
So that puts it, a little over.
But I heard there's a
1,000
lot of
pages.
detail in it. Like it's almost like Game of Thrones esque, where they go into a lot of backstory. They introduce characters, and there's like a narrator going as they're introducing characters.
That's probably where I'm getting it confused, Nick, because it's like you said, it's got some complexity to it, so you got to put your thinking cap on when you read it.
Well, they
when
talk about thousands of years, hundreds of years before, about Shaddam, the prince, I can't remember, whatever.
Like when they were doing all the houses and the sigils and stuff like that in Game of Thrones in the books, you're like, give me a break.
Yeah, I don't understand. You're naming something I've never heard of.
Yeah.
You're going over here, then you're jumping the next. It's a lot to take in. And then there's all backstories about different houses. Same in this. There's different houses. There's one emperor, but there's different houses. And certain houses dislike other houses for other reasons. And the emperor controls everybody. And emperor's obviously evil to a degree, and then there's other witches and.
The Emperor wears gold lame.
Yeah.
Long Winnie the Pooh in robe.
Yeah, it does, actually.
And it rhymes with Snoke.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No.
And you don't know his backstory.
No, his backstory.
No,
It's a
his
mystery.
backstory. But it's
Well, they
it's
put
really
it in
good.
the comic books. That makes it okay.
There's a Dune comic book.
There is. So the cast was like, and this is why I just pulled up IMDb. The cast: Jason Momoa, Timothy Chalamet. He's playing Paul Atreides. Josh Brolin.
I don't know who Timothy Chalamet is.
He's been in
a
a
younger
couple
guy.
things. Yeah, he's a young actor. Zendaya, who's in the next Spider-Man, was in the previous Spider-Man too. Oscar Isaac, who's Poe Dameron.
Don't like him as Poe, but
No,
sure, he's not a bad actor.
He's talented as fuck.
I do want to see that movie with him and Ben Affleck and all those guys in Netflix.
Yes, that does look good. Dave Bautista,
Yeah, I love him.
Javier Bardem.
Who's that?
Javier Bardem played Anton Chigurh in No Country for Old Men.
I didn't see
He
that
played in one of the Bond movies as the villain. He had blonde hair with this mouthpiece that he took out because he got his face eaten.
I know what you're talking
You know what I'm talking?
Yeah.
He's an awesome actor.
Yeah. I know what you're talking
Can't
really,
think of
really
him.
great.
I can't think of him.
Stellan Skarsgård, who played the Doctor in the Thor movies. The eccentric doctor who figured out how to,
he's been in a lot of movies.
how to channel things. He was the professor in.
Oh, yeah. I like him.
Yeah, he was in Good Will Hunting.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he's a good actor.
So that's a hell of a cast.
And Josh Brolin.
And Josh Brolin, that's right.
So far, this is not even supposed to start filming till next year.
Yeah. So it's like I said, they're dumping a ton of cash into it. It's
Who's doing it? What studio?
who's directing it.
No, what studio?
I'm not sure which studio's doing it. But the director is Denis Villeneuve. I'm not
I
sure.
always feel like this should be a mini series, not.
Did they talk about that? I thought they talked about that. I might be getting it confused. But Denis
No, it's not a mini series. This is going to be a 2-part movie.
Okay, good. But I'm totally screwing up his name. But he did Arrival. He did Blade Runner. He did
His visuals are great,
Sicario.
too. His visuals are good.
Sicario's real good.
I love Sicario. His visuals are good.
Two's good too.
I loved Arrival. Kind of a little weird, but I liked it.
Yeah, he can teeter on that weird part, but I think that's a good.
I'm worried about Blade Runner though because the visuals were great, but the story sucked.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about the story
Because it kind of like ended. You're like Jared Leto's character. What's the fucking point here?
Yeah.
There was no point to that.
No, you're right. There was a lot of issues I had with that, and because I held the
First one, and the first one's great.
Yeah, that definitely, and it holds up despite the fact that none of the technology is really what we're seeing now.
But that holds up with a lot of different,
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
perfect.
the cell phone alone erases almost everything we would have thought 20 years ago.
You know what? I wonder if people are doing that in storytelling just to plug some of those holes. Like things are being shot in the 80s and 90s. If you think about it, like a lot of social media and social
Look
dynamics.
what happened to Bumblebee, where they used the
Which they said they're going to that's like
that's the reboot. I did see that.
You saw that?
Yes, they actually said it was coming.
But they said that
I didn't read the article though.
they said that it wasn't technically a reboot because they paid homage to the first Transformers.
Yeah, a little.
Oh, fuck that. It's a reboot. That's just Bay trying to fucking claim some
Bay's
credit.
He's a douche.
That asshole.
He's a fucking douche.
Him and Ryan Johnson could shoot yourselves. What about the fucking thing about Ryan Johnson? He's leaving Star Wars, but then he tweets back, "No, I'm not."
He's gone.
He's gone. I think this is just...
He's a douche hammer.
He's just trying to save face. I think they're just trying to... Disney's just trying to help him save
Come on.
face.
Wait till he signs his next project. That's when you'll know for sure that door is slammed shut behind him.
Who wants him? Why hasn't he signed since
He'll
Star
work
Wars?
again. I mean...
He'll work again, but is he going to get that big of a mega deal? No, nobody's going to want to deal with that.
It all depends. I mean, there's a lot of... I mean, who would have thought that the Russo brothers who came from...
That's who should be doing Star Wars.
I hear you, man. But who came from Arrested Development? Who would have been like, yeah, you guys get the keys to the Marvel castle.
That's the name of the game, though, dude. And he shit the bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the name of the game. It's
But I
roll
think the
dice.
Russo brothers worked up to it. They did fucking Captain America Civil War, and it was like, wow, these fucking
movie.
guys. But it's a big movie, but it's not Avengers.
I think
it's
Ryan-
not Infinity War where it has everybody.
True.
He did such a good job on that one movie. Mm-hmm. It's blown away. And I guarantee you, who did Thor Ragnarok? I forget the fuck that guy or director's name. He'll get a big movie too.
Oh, Taika Waititi.
Because Ragnarok, I watched the other day because I was just trying to get my boys into it, putting on Marvel stuff while I'm chilling with them. And I was like, dude, this is so good in every fucking... It's just, they intertwine. All the first two Thor movies were like, This one blew them away. Because he did it right with the integration of movies,
and the other
comedy.
And the other two weren't shitty.
They were
good.
shitty, but they were... but I can't rewatch any of those two. I can rewatch Thor.
I can watch this.
No, I can, but if I try to choose between the three, I'm watching Ragnarok.
No doubt. But I can watch all of them.
When was the last time you rewatched the first Thor?
Not the first Thor, but I saw the second Thor.
Dark World's on all the time. Though.
Yeah, the second one is on a lot, and I watch it every single time.
It's good.
I think it's better than the first one.
You guys, I think it was you, Nick, that was saying I just rewatched Ant-Man and the Wasp. I was like,
I watched that too on Netflix.
You
again.
did?
Yeah,
did you? What did you think the second time? I thought it was even better.
I like it.
I thought it was even better.
I picked up a lot of like little things.
It just flows well, man.
I'm still trying to figure out how the
great.
fuck he gets out of that thing though. Like in the next one.
Well, that's a good question.
Michael Pena. Hey, Scotty, you in there, man?
You know what?
He was good in Narcos, dude.
Yeah, that's on the list.
He was good in Arrakis.
Yeah, it's probably Pena. Pena probably could. But you know what? Does he?
That would be ridiculous.
But here's the question. I was thinking about this because he shows up. It seems like in the trailer, like, because Cap's like, is that a recording? Because it seems like he's been gone for a while.
Yeah, possible.
Yes, that's right. Well, I think they said it's 5 years in the future, I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He must have been down in the Twilight fucking zone for 5 years and not known it. Because she said if you get stuck in one of the time loops down there, it could be a real fucking problem for you.
Yeah, because it can jam you up.
Father Time.
So,
and that's probably their like in to turn back time.
Yeah,
to go back.
That's what's so juicy about it, man. Like we know, like there's already movies that are that have been confirmed, right? The movies that have been confirmed for Marvel are Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2. And well, the Eternals and then Morbius.
The Eternals. What's that about, dude? That's the only one I wasn't sure.
You know what? I don't know a lot about it, but
Nova was pending.
Yeah, but the Black Panther. What I'm saying is that you got two properties that are happening after.
So they come back. We knew they were coming back.
But we're still like in it. We're still like, holy shit, man, what's going to happen? You know, and we're going to be like. We know that they survived.
Do you feel this way about the new Star Wars?
Fuck no, man! I told you.
I can give a shit.
I just listened to.
I'm going to watch it because I'm.
I'm going to watch it, but I don't really care,
dude. I just re-listened to one.
Because it doesn't get you hyped up. I was just talking about with somebody with this. Sorry, John.
No, go ahead.
I have to go on this rant. This one manager of mine's a big Star Wars fan. Every time I catch him in the cooler, he gets me. He's like, dude, he starts talking about Star Wars. You know me, Star Wars. I get revved up.
Yeah.
He hated the last movie like I fucking did. And he's just like, he doesn't understand where they came into writing this trilogy.
It doesn't make sense.
Like, it doesn't make sense. Even in The Force Awakens, he goes, you're not growing to like these characters. You don't even care about these new characters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that Poe Dameron just like shows up.
Oh, I fucking hate him, dude. I'm like to the point where
fucking
gone. I could keep Finn a little bit because at least he's somewhat funny, but you got to get rid of the love interest. That's stupid.
That makes no sense. That makes no fucking sense.
Well, wait, did they finish shooting for that movie yet, or no?
Yes.
They didn't. They wrapped it?
They wrapped it.
Well, they finished shooting the principal photography.
I'm waiting for the trailer. Trailer will probably drop. May the 4th be with you. I'm sure.
That would be sweet.
It's probably what it's going to happen. Or right before Infinity War so they can run it during Infinity War.
Yeah.
that sounds.
So are you? I re-listened to because I checked the stats on our downloads, and one of the highest downloaded episodes that we have for the show is Solo, and Still, it's actually it keeps going,
Solo.
and that was like episode 18 or 19.
Really?
Well, I think people just started like understanding that it was a fucking good movie and they're taking our advice on it.
Yeah,
Because it is. Everybody I talk to,
Ain't nothing wrong
it's like
with
the
it.
same guy I talk to. He's like, I didn't see it. And he's like, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And it's the first movie I never actually went and saw.
Should see
Yeah.
it.
And then he went and saw it. He saw it. He's like, dude, it was actually good.
Yeah.
He goes, but I said, why didn't you see it? He goes, because I just got fucking
Bad taste in my mouth.
Bad taste in my mouth from like.
That shitstorm that happened.
He goes,
Well, we joke around in that episode about, Jamie, that joke you made about the fart and it still stinks.
Oh yeah.
And so this is where I was going with that is that, Nick, you said you're not going to see it opening weekend. Like the opening night.
Fuck you. Like a fuck you.
yeah, it's not even a fuck you. I just don't have that, like, Infinity War, like you're talking about. I have that. I gotta see it, man.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have that right now for Star Wars. So
I think-
kind of like.
I think they should, and that's the only way they're gonna pay is if you're just like, dude, like a proverbial, like, I'm gonna go see it, but like the opening weekend, if you just hold up your middle finger, it's like, dude, fuck you.
Well,
like,
gotta earn it
you
back.
really shit on my thing. And to the people out there who like are like, yo, this is a good movie, you're not a real Star Wars fan. Fuck you.
It's not a good movie.
I am a real Star Wars fan. That's why I'm telling you it's not a good movie.
Dude, it's not a good movie all the way around. Any way you cut it,
Yeah.
it stinks.
And just to throw it out there, anybody, there's people that say, well, it made a 1.3.
Of course it did.
It was going to make what? It was going to make $1 billion because it had Luke Skywalker returning. You fucking asshole!
You could have scrolled that text in the beginning, like a long time ago, the galaxy, and then put a steaming pile of shit right after it, and it would have still done 1.1 billion or whatever.
Yeah, because Luke was in it. That's all people wanted to see was Luke. And
I'm just saying, you could have not put any advertisements out and still got 1.1 million.
yeah,
or
but you're
$1 billion.
absolutely to your point though. The only way they're going to truly understand, and they're blaming Solo on the fact that it came out too much. No, it had nothing to do with that.
Absolutely not.
The only way it's really going to hurt them is if 9 it comes out and it's going to make $700-800 million. But if it doesn't make the $1 billion, they're going to have to rethink everything they're doing.
Yeah.
And frankly, it's going to be hard for it to make the $1 billion because I will not see it a second time. I will go once because I'm a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Not unless, to Jamie's point, it hits it out of the park, which is going to be super hard to do.
Dude, it's like, seriously, that is like climbing Kilimanjaro naked.
Yeah.
Seriously, and surviving.
So
Am I wrong in that?
No, you're absolutely right.
Dude, it is. I'm talking like a major uphill battle.
Well, it's to the point. Like I was talking to the same guy. I said the reason why Star Wars, the original 3 movies are so great is character building. They built these characters. We started to care about these characters.
You knew who the fuck they were,
and it all started not with the first one, but in Empire when they started like really getting deep into Leia, really getting deep into Han and their relationship, Luke and
even
what he had
those
to go
fucking
through.
Ewoks.
Well,
I'm just saying, like, you kind of knew what the fuck they were up to.
yeah. You kind of started to believe it. I don't care about fucking any of these new characters. I just don't. Even Rey, she's all right, but I don't care about her.
And
I cared about it a lot more in the first movie than I did in the second.
Yeah.
movie.
Well, Force Awakens, they got me
That's
all
what I
like,
mean.
they got me all jacked off on like, oh, this Snook dude, who the fuck is this guy? Like, who is this guy?
Do you purposely mispronounce his name now?
Yeah, I do it on
good.
purpose. It's like it's like I don't
Like,
give a
fuck
shit.
you.
I don't
You
give
don't
a
even
shit.
deserve it.
You don't deserve my fucking attention. Fuck you. So then you go into this second bullshit of like the guy is literally wearing a Hugh Hefner fucking smoke jacket.
Yeah.
Sitting there half fucking naked, Winnie the Pooh in
What
it.
happened to the black robes, man?
And he's supposed to be some all powerful fucking, You know,
Yeah, he got clipped on a magic
and he got
trick.
clipped on some fucking
Gimmick.
What?
Yeah, a little sleight of
Without-
hand. It was a sleight of hand. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
yeah.
And he can read minds,
Before-
and he somehow doesn't fucking figure
And
that out.
He gets clipped before you tell me who the fuck he
We're
is.
back, guys. We're back.
But you clip him before you tell me who he is. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Let's move on because we'll be here all night.
I know. So,
Yo, you
all
want-
right. Wait. One thing. All right. So what if Luke didn't die and he force transported someplace to where he's now depleted, a Jedi sanctuary or something like that?
That's stretchy.
And of course, it's stretchy. We're desperate, man.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So and then
I even introduced time travel.
Is he
which
still
I never
drinking
thought
milk?
I'd do in Star
but,
Wars.
yeah, but he's
Are
like
you drinking Banta milk?
No, he's not.
Off that titty boob.
And it's like Reign of the Superman, you know. Superman was supposedly gotten killed by
Okay, I'm with you, I'm
and
with
then he
you.
goes back to the Fortress of Solitude, and they had managed to regenerate his body, the robot drones that sort of service
Okay.
the fortress, you know.
I mean, dude, they're gonna have. I guarantee.
And they'd have to kill him all
You know what
over again.
You know what I'm thinking that they're gonna do. I'm thinking
He's
that
Force Ghost, man.
No, I'm thinking like they're in desperate need of desperation. I don't even know how to word it.
I'm telling you,
I think
Force
they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go the Darth Vader route.
What, with Luke?
No, just like in general, I think they're gonna like do a super stretch reach for Darth Vader and pull him out of the fucking depths. I get
like actual Anakin?
actual like Anakin or Darth Vader or something. I guarantee you that's the way it's going to go.
Maybe, I don't know.
Think about
Because in the first one, he was talking to that stupid fucking helmet and saying,
Yeah, the
Dad,
no- yeah.
grandfather.
grandfather,
That's-
tell me what to do.
Yeah.
That's my figure. It's like a cheap, easy. It's not easy, but it's like a cheap, long stretch grab that would be like, oh, we think if we brought back Darth Vader, since he's like the icon of the whole fucking thing, that this might do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty shit.
So that does make me nervous about J.J.
Smells
Abrams.
like a burnt turd.
Like, with air on it. J.J. Abrams does make me nervous because he played a ton of fan service. He's a fan service wizard.
Yeah.
And he did that in The Force Awakens.
He did it with the Star Trek, though. It was good.
Yeah.
Star Trek was awesome.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, it is what it is. I mean,
and we're still passionate.
Okay.
That's a good thing. So in the news, Jessica Jones and the Punisher, as predicted, the axe has fallen.
Yeah.
Right.
they already canceled her before her second
Yes,
season even
yes.
is?
Yeah.
Third
Because everybody already knew.
So here's the rub, though.
Marvel says it's not them.
Yes.
Because what's her face from Daredevil said she had her contacts in Marvel, talked to them, and Marvel was just as surprised that Netflix did this.
Yes. Well, I can't remember. What's her name?
The blonde
Amy
girl.
Rutberg. She was Foggy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then there was a little bit of corroboration or corroborative evidence, I guess you could say, from Detective Mahoney. The guy who's one of the
Mahoney's from Police Academy. That's a quick Nick fact check.
Hey, I didn't fact check you there, John.
but it's the guy who's the
Yeah.
black detective.
Yeah,
he's in it. He was in every one.
And he was good too. He's a good actor.
yeah.
He's a good actor, but his character was kind of dumb in The Punisher. Remember?
Ah, yeah. You're like, what the fuck?
It's like, yeah, I'm a cop that plays by the rules, except this time. I'll let you go, you rascal.
I didn't see that one. I didn't
Yeah,
see
you're
that
right. You're right. I'm thinking about that.
I'm going to throw the book at you. Not really.
Yeah.
I think it was like a fuck you from Marvel, from Netflix to Marvel. They're like,
I think they're on the defense. I'm telling you, I think they're thinking,
scared about Disney Plus.
They're thinking about the long-term game here. They're like, hey, let's axe this and we got to start generating our own shit because this is eventually going to go over the wayside.
So,
eventually.
I think there's something there, Jamie, because two things. One of the rub part that I was talking about is that the rumor is that they don't have rights to those characters again for another 18 to 24 months. Yep. And that's a shame, right? Because we fell in love with these characters and the depictions of these
it's going to lose its luster.
And it's going to be...
We have a fucking we're like raccoons here.
Yeah, and then you're going to try and reintroduce them later on. They're going to have different... These actors and actresses are going to move on to other things, and you're going to have to start over. But here's the one thing that where I think you're onto something, Jamie, is that they have already started with other content. They just, and this is the thing that I binged, was Umbrella Academy. So it's comic book graphic.
I did
novel.
watch. Yeah, it's pretty good. I watched first episode, but that's it.
I'm digging it. Like, it started out a little slow for me.
What's
the premise.
What's it about?
So the premise is, it starts out again. This is
I thought it was Resident Evil.
no.
What, is that why
No.
you texted that?
Oh,
I was
thinking
like-
of the Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah, and I was like,
what the fuck is Jamie talking about?
Yeah.
I didn't answer back. I thought Jamie was just talking
Is
about
you high?
And I was like, what? Yeah, no, I get where the
anyway.
mix-up was. So the Umbrella Academy it's starring Ellen Page, and Ellen Page, from Juno and X-Men and Inception. I got a burp. There we go. It's based on this comic book, like I was saying, by this guy Gerard Way and this illustrator, I can't remember, Gabriel Ba. And it's like the comic book came out, and Gerard Way is the lead singer from My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
I know them.
So I'm sure some of his celebrity had to do with the success of this comic book, but it's a legit good comic book, and it's a legit good series. The premise is kind of goofy. It starts out with the somewhat immaculate conception of these kids that are born, 7 kids that are born to women that are impregnated, go full term, and give birth inside of a day.
And inside of a day?
Inside of a day. They
How's
start.
that even possible?
Well, that's the part that gets kind of kooky, right?
Sci-fi, Nick.
Yeah, sci-fi.
They start out with this, you see this one woman.
I know I'm supposed to expand my mind, but still, it's just a day.
Sci-fi, no time travel. Well, there's time travel in it, but not for this part.
At least you'll get a backstory on it.
Dude, you get a big backstory. They flash back, they flash forward. We're moving on. We're not talking about Star Wars right now.
Who brought up Star Wars? You did.
I didn't say
Yeah,
that.
you
I know
brought up
what you're
Star
talking
Wars.
about.
That was a quick reference,
I knew
man.
exactly what he was talking about.
Hey, man, I didn't say shit.
So it's obviously it just came out this
Yeah.
weekend. It's on Netflix. So the story is, it starts off where these 2 kids, young adults, are sitting in a pool, and looks like in Russia, right? And the guy is sitting on one side of this bench, and the girl is sitting on the other, and you can tell they're having like this little back and forth flirtation going on, and he goes and sits next to her, and then like the school marm sort of shakes his finger, like, don't you guys sit next to each other, no hanky panky nonsense. And then the girl, who's in this one-piece bathing suit with a little cap on and everything, she kisses the guy and jumps in the pool. She jumps in the pool, and then you see like what looks like blood. And then she pops up, and she's full on pregnant, like 9 months, and she's ready to deliver this baby.
What?
They deliver the baby, and no sooner do they deliver the baby that this old guy with a monocle comes up and says, British guy, and says, basically, I'll adopt that baby and I'll pay you for it.
The Professor X.
The Professor X, exactly,
There you
but
go.
a very oddball
Creepy.
Professor X, kind of like Professor X
The Monopoly Man.
and Hellboy's father, kind of like a mix
Okay.
between those two. Anyway, he's known as the Monocle in the comic book. So he takes this happens at 7 different times, and he basically adopts these 7 kids. All right.
How does he know this is going to happen?
He just shows up and he just knows.
That's weird.
He's got this.
That's something you got to find out in the show, I guess, down the road.
Yeah, he's got this
He's like
really.
the guy in Willy Wonka.
He's got this real eclectic background, and he's kind of like a scientist. And, he is a scientist and everything. So he basically brings all these kids together to make a superhero team.
Yeah.
And he starts it under the Umbrella Academy.
Yes.
Again, the beginning of the movie, of the series, I'm like getting more and more involved with these kids, and I'm like, these kids are starting to wear on me, man. They're so fucking angst-ridden and emo, and they're not joyous. I was about to check out, and then some of the action scenes start kicking in. They start flexing some of their powers, and then the story starts to roll on, and I'm like, damn, this is getting really good. Cindy watched it with me, stuck it through the whole, I believe, 13 episodes, and when they spiked the ball at the end, I was like, damn, this was pretty good.
All right.
So
Pretty good or good?
I would say not Daredevil good, but different. You know, it's definitely
Altered
worth
Carbon kind of.
Yeah, along that level.
Okay.
But more,
I dig it.
more. I like the kookiness about it. You know, it's definitely got sci-fi. It's got time travel. It's got these kind of cool and eclectic characters. It's an unconventional superhero team. And then you know, again, all these different things happen, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And it just, you gotta embrace the weirdness of it.
I gotcha.
And everything said and done, Cindy was like, holy shit, that was really good. And she actually, because I'm more of a cynic and a critical eye with this stuff, but she walked away thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, you live and breathe this shit, so it's a little different.
But they ended it with, and I think it's great for series to do this, end it giving the viewer some sense of satisfaction.
Yes, but we're having a little caveat at the end.
Yes, it's not a cliffhanger. It's just knowing that there's a part 2.
That's what they do with Marvel movies every time.
Yes.
You end it, then we'll have an after credit scene to give you a little taste of what might happen.
It's not a blank black scene where you can just use your fucking imagination.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to do if I'm watching your fucking
Although
show.
that wasn't rated one of the worst ending shows. What the
True,
fuck is
rightfully so. It deserved that rating.
It did.
But my point is that Netflix, there's a wealth of material out there.
Sure. And I'm telling you, I have a feeling, a strong feeling that they're going to go for the DC shit.
They should. I
Man,
thought
that
they
would be
were.
hot.
Well, think about it. I mean, listen, DC, if they were smart, they would team up with Netflix. You're going to go up soon, very soon, up
It's
against
Warner
a
Brothers,
conglomerate.
man. Warner Brothers is its own conglomerate, man.
But
But not as powerful as Disney.
Not Disney status.
No.
Disney, that is like, they're on two different levels. They're way spread apart levels.
They're already saying Disney Plus is going to be the only thing that can rival Marvel. Or not Marvel, I mean Netflix.
Yeah.
I believe
Because
that.
Amazon's doing well, but they're not really popping them out like crazy, like really like.
Yeah, they're in the shipping your packages. So, like,
No, but I
I'm
mean,
with
Amazon Prime is good, but
No, it's good.
they're not putting out content that's for everybody. It's only serious dramas that they've been putting out.
I mean, and some of the stuff I like, but yeah, you're right. Like, but Netflix, I'm telling you, they're going to have to make. They got to get on the They're trying to stay on the offense
Because they're one.
Yeah.
The problem with Netflix is they're going to go up against these other companies like Amazon and Disney. Have their brand, have their
Preset
roots.
brand.
There's roots in everything.
Yeah.
Where Netflix doesn't. They're just a streaming service.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's going to be harder and harder for them as these other companies like Amazon and Disney
Start catching on
because they can get into everything else.
Sure.
And they can block Netflix from getting into everything
Well,
else.
I'm saying more so than anybody, it would be Disney.
Oh yeah, because they got
They
the Star
have the
Wars,
assets.
Marvels.
They have
got
the
all
assets.
They're already shutting down the by the end of 2019. You're not going to be able to. What did they say? The last Captain Marvel will not be on Netflix.
No kidding.
It'll be the first one playing on Disney Plus.
No shit.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm telling
Yeah.
you, man. And then
I like competition, though.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It'll make them stronger.
Yeah. I mean, Netflix has been... Well, Amazon just doesn't make their money off of entertainment.
No, they're
obviously.
fucking shipping packages, dude.
They're not just shipping packages. They have this thing called Amazon Web Services, where they're a cloud service, and they're the
the cloud service. Yeah,
that is a huge chunk of the
I totally
revenue,
forgot about that.
meaning that they could lose money on a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
including investing in properties and entertainment properties and things of that nature, and still be kicking ass as far as
Fuck yeah.
company's
I
concerned.
mean, we are talking Jeff Bezos, is the richest guy in the world
Yeah.
by far. At least till now, until his divorce is settled, he's like 30 billion more than the next closest guy.
I tell you what, though, like, he's he committed adultery or whatever the fuck happened there. But I do like how he called out that fucking.
That was awesome, man.
Committing, you know what I mean? That is
Inquirer
fucked up,
stuff.
dude. Yeah, you know what? If you're gonna sit,
He even said that. He said that I'm doing this for all the people that can't do this.
yeah, he's right, and good for him.
Yeah, well, the idea that I don't know.
It
I mean,
should-
this is a bit of a tangent, but it becomes very much a struggle where news is now entertainment, right? And
is.
so when you got big corporations and conglomerates that just buy people out and then shut down that story or own the rights to that particular story, and it's basically
He didn't buy him out yet, though. He's
No.
threatening to or something like that.
No, and
no, but I'm saying
I'm with you in that.
companies are using their power to silence people.
Yeah, and
and
okay, and
Oh,
he was
yeah,
like-
he was like, no, you're not silencing
He was
me.
like, "Fuck you! I'm going to take this by the balls."
Because they thought that he was like, just
No,
to
go
be
ahead.
clear for our listeners, there was, if I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong, it was National Enquirer, whoever owns it, said they had pictures of his junk.
Yes.
They hacked whoever's phone, the girlfriend's
Yeah.
phone. They got pictures of his junk, and they were threatening him in some kind of way
to release the content.
the content if he didn't back off Trump or something like that, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't read too much into it, but I liked his response. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah, he stuck it.
I'm,
Even though he is the man, he stuck it to
I mean,
the man.
he could get his junk put out there, but he's like, fuck this, dude. I'm going to stick up for the little guy because I know you do this to fucking everybody and they fucking bow down to you. But hey, I'm the richest guy in the world. Why the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, I could eat you for fucking breakfast, dude, and shit you out later.
It's know what it is? It's the Bruce Wayne move.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm going to buy you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like it, Joe. I like because how he put it out there.
That'd be awesome if he did
Granted,
that.
I don't know if he did it for the little man, but I don't give a fuck. It's just how he put it out there. It's like
It was pretty brave.
Yeah, it was pretty brave because a lot of people, even the richest people in the world, might just back down because they just don't
Sure.
want to deal with the headache.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
be-
Now he's on the news and he's like, I don't give a fuck.
Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
awesome though if he
I'll
bought
show
that?
it to you right now. He drops his trowel.
Probably
be
fucking
awesome, though?
hanging. That's why.
He's got elephant trunk.
Think about that. What,
Bastard.
What if he bought that motherfucker and just liquidated it and said, "Fuck you"?
Well, that's what they were talking about.
That'd be awesome.
Because
That'd be
I think the National Enquirer is only worth like $4 or $5
Yeah,
billion.
he
Not
could-
that it's like a
imagine if it's
chump change, and then he'd be like, "You know what? I'm gonna buy this and just liquidate your fucking
Can you
ass."
imagine? Yeah, right.
Well, they're saying he just wants to buy it to find out who the leak is.
Oof.
Who did it?
That's
a
power,
good-
man. Could you imagine if his wife buys it after the divorce and
Well,
keeps
she-
it going?
she keep it.
Yeah, right?
No, but did you see the headlines though? The New York Post,
What's
because
that?
I think it's the guy that owns the Enquirer or runs the Enquirer. His name is Pecker.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I did see that.
Yeah, and
I
the-
thought it was a joke at first,
Well,
making a
Mr.
joke about
Nye.
his pecker.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So the New York Post, there's front page.
It's Peck. That's
No.
Ghostbusters reference.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But it said Bezos exposes Pecker.
Yes,
Like that was legit. That was what ran.
that's a solid headline.
That's awesome.
Good on you, mate.
Doesn't Bezos owns the Washington Post?
Yes.
He does, because he thinks he's feeling that it's retribution for the Washington Post going after Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what
Because
he
the
felt.
guy that owns the National Enquirer is good friends with Trump.
Well, that was the thing that I was referring to earlier, because the whole thing with Stormy Daniels was that they bought her story and then
They trashed it.
Squashed it.
They squashed it. They hid it. They buried it
For Trump. As a
for
favor.
Trump. Yeah, as a favor. That's part of the scandal. But then they did a thing on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, so I
And-
didn't see the skit of that. I saw him getting up doing the Trump, Alec Baldwin Trump thing.
Yeah, no, but I was talking about with the Bezos thing when they were doing Meet the Press, and one of the headlines, because they all held up fake headlines. One was your Amazon package is on its way.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, it's crazy times we live in. So, what have you guys been watching? Chuckle.
I told you, Molly's game. That's it, dude.
Molly's game. So talk about it, man.
You want me to talk about it? Didn't I talk about it on the podcast? Or no, I
Oh,
watched it before. It's just a good movie, man. It's based on a true story about she was an Olympic skier, got hurt in the Olympics when she was 22. She has a couple older brothers. One was drafted by the Eagles. And she failed at the Olympics because she got hurt during her skiing, or one of her ski jumps. So she got stuck doing nothing. So she ended up in LA, had a friend out there, started bartending, and then got into some hostessing this backroom Texas Hold'em tournaments club. And in the club there was
What state was it in?
that was in LA. This
So it was
first
in
one.
LA, yeah.
The first one was in LA. So she started doing this for her boss. And during the whole time she's doing this for her boss is a bit of a dick, but she was running it for him. And there was all these famous people that will come to this tournament. It was privately set. every certain night they would get a text that morning and they would all just come. There was
Kind of like a rave.
They were a rave kind of thing, but it was privately covered with only like 8 to 10 people. So there was every week in LA there was this one at the time. He was probably like top 10 actor in the world. And she always called him X. She never named him to the movie. I don't know if I didn't read the book, so I don't know if she ever named him in the book. But X, and you didn't find out who this guy was. I had to Google it. It was actually Tobey Maguire, which was fucking shocking.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think he was as big of a dick in real life, but apparently he is. But the short story, it actually really is a good movie because you see the quality of person. I don't know how true this part is, but she would not back down because they had her on when she went to New York, they really went after her because her game in New York somehow got tied with the Russian mob, even though she didn't.
Oh, so she started in New York and then moved to LA?
No, she started in LA. She didn't start in LA. She was working for her boss and hosted it for her boss.
I gotcha.
But then her boss, she went away from her boss and started her own game, and that's where Tobey Maguire helped her out. I didn't know his name until now, but X. And then the X guy, after a while, said he wanted a part of the gig, and she's like, no, this is how I run things. And he's like, well, fine. Next week, he went back to the old game. He took everybody with him.
Ah, no shit.
So she went to New York and then decided to run her own fucking game in New York. And she started doing her own game in New York. And somehow Russian people started coming to her game because she wasn't doing famous people. She was just doing super rich people in New York. But there was a lot of stuff that the government wanted from her because she used to save all her hard drives and all this and emails and text messages. And they wanted her to give over all this information. And there was a lot of there was people named in this that were already pre-named before she got involved. That's how she got turned over to the cops. She didn't actually do anything wrong. But
did she need a gaming license though?
She had that.
No shit.
There was that's where the thing gets gray area. I don't understand the logistics of it,
Yeah.
but she really technically didn't do anything wrong. But the government was pressing her,
squeezing her for info
for these other people. And the Russian mob, she didn't even know it was Russian mob because these guys didn't act like Russian mob. They seemed like weird dudes, not like tough guy dudes.
Yeah.
So, and then she was going on and then they were pressing her for all this information, but she wouldn't give it out because the guy that flipped on them gave him certain names and she just said, yeah, those names were in there. I'm not giving you any more. They wanted her to give the whole book, all information. She was worried about because she has information on emails, text messages. It could ruin people's lives. She didn't want to do that to them.
Dude, that's crazy, man. Because I just pulled up the synopsis on it, man, and they're talking about everything that you just said. Molly Bloom was a young Olympic class skier, ran world's most exclusive high stakes poker game.
When she was 22 years old.
For 10 years, she ran it. And then one night, in the middle of the night, 17 FBI agents.
That was actually 2 years after the game ended.
Holy shit. Wielding automatic weapons came and busted into her place and arrested
They
her.
talk about that in the movie. They're like, they did it for no reason to just show force and scare the shit out of me.
Jesus Christ.
Because she's like, I never had bouncers. I didn't have anybody there. I did an honest game.
Yeah.
I didn't, and they also, they took her money 2 days later. Like she had $4 million in a bank account. They froze it. They did everything to intimidate her, the government, to get her to flip.
Did she ever get it back or no?
No, she actually got taxed on it.
Ah, son of a bitch.
She got fined on it.
Can't fuck with Uncle Sam, dude.
But
that'll bring you down faster than anything.
I recommend it to anybody. I mean, I'm not saying go out there and watch it tomorrow, but if you're just bored,
they took it and then taxed her on it.
Son of a bitch.
Well, they offered it to her back in a plea deal. They said you can have the money back and you won't have to worry about paying any of the IRS taxes because she filed every year what she made. She didn't cheat the government.
She was above board.
She was above board. Well,
for the most part.
There's a little part in there towards the end where she wasn't. But
okay.
But she was pretty much for the above board, especially everything in LA was above board.
Yeah. Well, how could you not? It's like, God, it's the biggest mouth in the country, right?
Right. So
nothing to be secret.
I mean, she did these in major hotels. It's not like she was like some backyard alley.
Yeah. But it's got an 85% on our on Google, from Google users, not Rotten, Jamie.
And
fuck Rotten,
dude. It's worth the watch. She looks fucking. I was never
Jessica
like
Chastain.
Yeah, she's hot. You know what I mean? I never thought she was smoking, but she looked good in this, and it was just really well done. Kevin Costner's in it, plays her dad. You know what I
Kevin
mean?
Costner.
Huh?
Dig Kevin Costner.
Yeah, it's just you just amazing how this went down. How she was able to do this. You know what I mean? And she supposedly, I don't know, that's what they said in the movie, that she never actually got involved with anybody, famous people or anything like that. She was just a girl, took chance of an opportunity.
Smart.
She's really smart. She was trying to go to law school.
Yeah. That cracks. I know that wasn't the case, because obviously she was an Olympic skier, but you always hear, I'm just paying for law school, and it's usually attached to some type,
the banter,
some type of seedy occupation,
But the banter between her and her lawyer, it's that black guy. He plays Thor's best friend.
Idris Elba.
Yeah, Idris Elba. The banter between her and him is freaking awesome. How they go back
that's
and forth.
Aaron Sorkin, man. Aaron Sorkin directed and probably wrote this. I know he directed it.
It's just so fast paced, you would miss it.
So Aaron Sorkin does like The West Wing. He does
love The West Wing.
Like he's got that snappy, quick back and forth banter, and he's excellent writer.
Yeah, that's
really
how
cool.
it went down. And it was, I think that's what helped the movie along. I mean, it was a great storytelling because she almost was narrating it to him and to the police, but it was the banter between her and pretty much everybody else. Going back and forth. How it was just real quick. It wasn't like they were waiting on lines. It was emotional.
Yeah,
it wasn't any of that. It was really good storytelling. I felt to a story that was true. I don't know how much they created for Hollywood, but. Still, I mean, there's a big juicy nugget there.
Yeah, it's
from an Olympic skier that went down the hill to have a successful father who's a world-renowned therapist, and you have 3 older brothers that are all successful in their own right, and you created a poker game that celebrities and billionaires went and played at.
Yeah, man, you just made me think about something. There's something about athletes at that level that think, I'm not trying to sound like Steve Jobs, but think differently. Like they'd be successful. You hear about these athletes that are like, he's a Hall of Famer quarterback, but he was better at golf. Yeah. He's a Hall of Famer, he's a world-class musician, but did you also know that he's this, and this, or she's this, and this. There's like this not weird, but it's unique mental focus, visualization, whatever it is, man.
You're exactly right. She talks about that in the movie, about how it was winning. She just wanted to win, not in the game, but win the night.
How much money does she have now?
I didn't Google that.
Probably got paid for the movie.
She got paid for the movie and all. I didn't really research that. I just know she lost $4 million. And the government fucked her on that because they said she taxed her on that $4 million, even though she filed the money. So they wanted $116,000 from her when she was dead broke.
If she's smart, nobody knows how much.
But the judge, she only got 200 hours community service because she would not give in. The judge saw it in the movie anyway. The judge, the U.S. was really the U.S. district attorney was really pressing for her to go to jail because she wouldn't give up all these people. All the information she had on the discs, even though they probably could get it later, but it would be so much easier to get it for her from free will. And she's like, I'm not doing it. And so the judge saw this, and he's like, he brought the district attorney up, and he's like, I don't even need to talk to other counsel. I just want to talk to you. And they sat down, and they're like, all right, this is ridiculous. We're half a mile away from Wall Street. There's more people fucking doing worse crimes than this.
Yeah, right.
So I'm just going to give this girl 200 hours community service, time served, blah, 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 blah. But, they didn't give her back her money. He wasn't going to do that because she still had to plead.
That's on Cinemax?
It's on Cinemax HBO. You might be able to get it on one of the other things because it was out 2 years ago.
All right.
Yeah, dude. I was just looking at this article and said sometimes
she's actually, I looked at the real girl. She's not a bad looking girl. She's pretty hot.
Yeah, she's really attractive. She's 39 years old.
Her brother was on the Eagles. I remember them a couple years ago, 6, 7, 8 years ago, talking about an Olympic skier being drafted by the Eagles, and I thought it was a fucking joke. So they mentioned that in the Eagles. They mentioned that in the movie.
We've drafted worse.
Bloom. I forget what his first name was.
Orlando.
No, it's not Orlando. I thought the same thing.
Dude, they said she said one night she saw someone lose $100 million.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
you fucking shit.
Holy shit!
Oh!
I
Playing
just
Texas
put a
Hold'em.
gun in my mouth. Right? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
that's horrible.
it's
I wouldn't
just,
do that.
she explained some of the nights about how people won, how people lost. But what she told me about X, that celebrity, and they had the guy, who did they have the guy playing him?
Michael Cera.
He's a little weaselly little guy.
Yeah, he played
Perfectly-
in Scott Pilgrim. I love him.
Yeah, he's a good, but then I'm thinking, it obviously wasn't him. Who was it at the time? And I had to know after the movie because they didn't say. So I Googled it, and Tobey Maguire's name pops up. I'm like, it's fucking Tobey.
Yeah, I heard it. He's a bit of he can be, especially in certain circles. I've heard stories in articles where he's a bit of a fucking jackass.
He just wants people to end people. That's
Yeah.
what he said. He goes, I don't even like poker. I just want to end people. Fucking dude.
Yeah. Oh,
That's just evil, man.
well, it's
Angry Seabiscuit.
yeah, right.
all you had to do is be 6 inches taller, and you would have crested 6 foot tall, and you would be less angry.
And now you do nothing but play poker. So shut the fuck up.
I should shut up. If he wants to end people, he might come after me.
Yeah, right, dude.
He'll fuck you up.
Oh, fuck you, Spider-Man. What else? Are you guys watching anything? So I saw, again, Alita Battle Angel. Took the whole family. It was awesome. Loved it. Had a good time. What are you guys watching anything else? Jamie?
No, I let the kids watch. We put on the original Ninja Turtles, man.
Oh, is that what you were
Really?
talking about? The first one.
The first one
With
And
LL Josie
I
Wells?
can't say-
Not LL Josie Wells. What the fuck is his name? With
Who?
Oh,
Oh, from the Arrow?
Casey Jones.
Casey Jones. That's,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I was called.
Dude,
Where was I going with that shit?
fucking hold.
Clint Eastwood in
Yeah, I saw that the other day. Yeah.
I tell you what, that fucking movie holds up.
Really?
I promise you,
The first one. I can see the first one holding
it
up.
fucking holds up. And I'll tell you what, it kicks the shit out of any of those fucking reboots.
What about the Michael Bay one, man?
dude? Dude, I'm telling you,
Stop, John.
it's not even on the
Seriously.
same level. Like I wouldn't.
What makes it so good?
The story, the
Really?
story was good.
Yeah, I remember it, dude.
It was a legit ass fucking story that kept you like interested.
What was when was the first time? When did it even come out? I'm trying to look it
1980.
up.
Did it? This is like I thought it was like early '90s or something like. Yeah, well, yeah, that'd be it.
No, 92. I'm sorry. You might be right.
Yeah, something like that.
1992. Somewhere
Maybe
right
even
there. 'Cause I went with
89, I
my
don't
brother
know.
when I was in 8th grade.
1990.
I went with my brother when I was like early middle school, and my mom got mad at me. I remember this because the McDade Mall was
McDade Mall,
the
dude.
Mac Daddy
Thanks.
Hall, baby.
Right down the street from the bazaar.
Well, we
son.
got a ride there.
You
We
two
got a
tough
ride. We got
punks.
dropped off by our parents, and we were meeting up with people. And my brother lied to my parents and said we had a ride home. And I lived in Leadham. That was
Wait, how old
like
were
3
you?
miles away, dude. I was like 12 years old. And so we walked home at like 1:30 in the morning. And my brother told me to not tell my mom, and I fucking ratted him out.
Yeah.
So that's how I remember.
Nick's a dimer.
I got beat for that though, from my brother.
That's a lose-lose situation, folks.
She called me in a corner. I didn't know what to do. I was
Snitches-
mommy's boy at that time, man. I didn't lie to my
Snitches get
mom.
stitches.
Yeah, fact, dude. He took his lumps twice that night.
1990, that movie came out.
Dude, movie, I'm telling you though, no joke. Movie held up. The kids loved it. And I'm telling you, that is way better than those fucking reboots. Like, why would you even want to come up? If you can't come up with a story just as good from something from
Sorry,
1990
91, Nick.
Okay.
I was in the middle. Fuck.
Yeah, no, you're good.
If you couldn't come up with something that was
Oh,
that
no,
good
that
back
was
in
two.
91,
2 was they back to back. Sorry, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 came out in 91. That was The Secret of the Ooze, and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out in 90.
and I'm telling you right now, Secret of the Ooze was better than that fucking reboot.
Really?
Like by far, fuck yeah, by far.
Damn, I just watched the movie with Aiden, and I can't fucking remember. It was really good.
Really? That's what happened.
bother me.
Sleep
I'm getting
deprivation, man.
That's good. Teenage Mutant Ninja
So the
Turtles
kids
1.
dug it.
Dug it. That was awesome.
I think they'd want to watch it again.
They'd watch it on repeat.
No kidding.
I guarantee
that's
them.
a qualifier.
I just rented it too. Fuck.
Are you excited about Frozen 2? The trailer came
Hey,
out.
fuck.
Oh, I did, actually.
I'll have to watch it.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually liked the trailer because it was a little darker.
Yeah.
It wasn't like.
I hope it's bad.
It was actually kind of cool. She's like fucking running. First of all, why don't you just freeze the whole fucking ocean? I don't understand that.
That's
I don't understand that either.
Hey, hopefully it's better.
You're going, you're
Yeah, I'm going.
I'll go. My daughter will be at that. She loves the first one.
Yeah.
She'll be at that age. She'll be right over 4 where she'll sit through a movie, and I know she'll sit through a movie.
That'll be her jam. Like when she gets older, she can start her own podcast. She'll be like, I remember Frozen and Frozen 2.
It does
They
look
were
pretty
the
cool,
best."
though, man.
It does
She
look
like
cool.
pulls out a sword at the end and swipes it.
Yeah.
I'm digging it.
They did get a little medal on this one.
Yeah, I liked it. And there's no words in the whole thing, though.
Yeah, they got to go musical though. I can't stand musicals, man.
Really?
I don't mind
I mean,
musicals.
I
Some
don't mind.
are- some are
Moana
good.
was fucking amazing.
I don't know. I'd rather just.
That's
Get
what
rid
I'm
of all
saying.
the
I'd be
singing.
more excited of like a Moana 2 or some shit than Frozen 2.
So you guys aren't watching any series? You watching Walking Dead or anything?
I haven't watched. Shannon watched both. Shannon watched last night's and last week's. I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah,
I heard they're not like crazy.
It's just a new same trope, different face.
Yeah. And you lose the best guy.
Yeah.
And I heard
Spoilers.
Michonne's
Jesus is
leaving.
dead. Yeah, of course they're going to be leaving, man.
Michonne's leaving after the season. She's going.
Yeah, she's got to do Black Panther too.
I know, right?
You know, she's got to springboard on the success. She can't be tied to a television show.
But Rick
She's
is
a movie
coming out.
star.
Rick is coming out with his own movies, though. I'll watch that shit.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. What kind of role would be something that he would be good for, but you don't see him as Rick Grimes anymore?
He's going to be Rick Grimes still.
Oh, that's right. He's doing movie versions. Okay.
That's what I was implying.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Dude, man, catch on. He's doing 3 of them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
They're going to be on Netflix and AMC. They're going to air on Netflix, but then air a month later on AMC.
That'd be cool.
That's what I heard.
Definitely cool. Anything else, gentlemen?
No, if it's going to bother me, then I'll have this movie I wanted to talk about.
Text it to us later.
We brought up jizzing again in this episode. And we also
did?
brought yes in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
We also
Jamie
brought up
with his
Snook
sock on
and
his-
his fucking shitty ass.
We went to the movie that should
the
not
fuck?
be named.
That's right. Oh, go see Alita Battle Angel if
Dude, I can't, man.
I know you got to pick and choose, but I recommend it for sure. Especially
If I'm going to see a movie, going to see Spider-Man into the whatever. Spider-Man.
oh yeah, definitely. If it's still out, I think it should still be out. It's still making money. Yeah. The only other thing is like I'm watching Deadly Class, a little bit of The Walking Dead.
Can I
That's
ask a
about it.
question, just an observation about on-demand shit? What's with the pre-order shit? It doesn't save me money.
No. There's no
Why the
incentive.
fuck would I pre-order if it's not going to save me money?
That's a fact.
It's all
I just was
fucking
watching the other day. I was like, because they were like Spider-Man and all that stuff. You can pre-order it now. I said, if it's going to save me $5, I'll fucking pre-order
yeah,
this
there's
shit.
no juice.
It's like, why would
Doesn't
I
make
do
sense.
it?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to get in a whole rant. I just saw it. It just pissed me off.
It's fucking annoying, is what it is.
Hey, I got something to ask you, Jamie. Speaking of that, are the DVDs typically cheaper?
What, the
Cheaper.
Blu-rays or some shit?
Blu-rays, are they cheaper than
You know,
if you?
Sony's, Samsung's not making them.
No, you know what? When they first come out, depends on what it is.
I'm totally not busting your balls. I like that Lex laughing.
I think sometimes it is.
It's cheaper than
I
if
think
you.
so.
I don't think it
depends.
is.
I think depends on what it is
And when you buy it.
And when you buy it. I think if you buy it right away, and if it's not like a Disney or Marvel thing, I think it's or like something like
So what was the last thing you bought?
fuck, I don't even remember.
I think they ask your age on it, too. If you're over 35, you're good to buy.
Fuck you, dude. Yeah, show my Blockbuster card.
That's right. You got any late fees?
Well, you could be one of those dipshits that fucking downloads it off your like Comcast box.
No,
That's
you got to
fucking-
do Apple. If
Yeah,
you're
well,
gonna
that's
do
what I'm
anything.
saying.
Oh,
That's what I'm
God.
saying. I know
Apple-
people that do that.
I
though.
do that.
Off your Comcast
I'll rental.
box?
I'll do a rental off my Comcast. I mean,
Yeah,
off my
a rental.
Verizon.
I bought a bunch of
What?
stuff.
Did you?
Yeah, okay.
Well,
And then you get
I'm not
pissed off.
leaving.
Then you get pissed off one day and you're on
Good
Verizon.
I've had Comcast for years now, so.
and then he's going to get pissed off one day and he's going to go to Verizon. You're like, oh, fuck. I bought those bitches.
You know what? I look at it this way, though. I get my enjoyment.
He got mad because I said dipshit.
Easy here. I get my enjoyment because you know how many movies collect dust on my fucking shelf that we've bought that I'll never watch that I spent $20 on. They're on my shelf though.
But then you break out
Dude,
Ninja Turtles and you're like, fucking, it's like. it's
break
like
out
that-
Ninja Turtles.
It's like the sun.
You got that on DVD?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Are you
dude.
shitting me?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Damn, hats off.
And he
to you,
has
brother.
Ghostbusters 2 on DVD. So
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude.
You'll have Ghostbusters 3 on DVD.
Oh, yeah,
too.
because Ghostbusters 2 is worse than that reboot.
No, but you'll
No,
have
it was not.
Ghostbusters 3. I saw an interview with Dan Aykroyd.
they were doing it right.
Yeah, they're doing it.
I watched Stripes the other night too.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Fuck that movie is awesome.
Yeah, do a Bill Murray marathon. Do Stripes.
Dude, Stripes.
Do Stripes.
I can watch that like in repeat. With
then do Meatballs, and then do Ghostbusters, man.
Oh, you have to have Caddyshack in there.
I love
the original.
Good call.
Yeah.
I love watching his like life good as shit at the beginning of that. It's fucking funny, dude. Like nothing is going right, dude.
Sergeant Holka. Big toe.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, gentlemen, I will. Sounds like there's nothing else. Oh, one more thing. Are you still Gotham? I just saw an article.
Yeah, I only watched.
You're a man on the street in Gotham.
I only watched one episode.
You thought the Joker thing?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Well,
That's
the
all
Joker thing, but then also they showed like the costume or something, the Batman costume.
Oh, did they really?
Well, they showed like the
gutsy.
early stages of it. It's fucking.
Not good.
It's not good, and like I said, I only watched a couple episodes. I'll let you know when I finish it.
Good.
I'm scared.
I will finish it.
I am scared.
I'll
you have to
finish
finish it. You're in deep now, dude.
Fuck yeah, it's like dude, but
You're
the
not-
Flash is
you're not
better. I think the
fucking
Flash
idiot.
is a better fucking story.
Dude, what is
But
they're doing a Jimmy Olsen a series, I heard.
What?
Like, who gives a fuck?
Well, you know, we got into that.
What are we coming to?
We were
Seriously.
talking about that last week, real quick.
Jimmy Olsen, Alfred, they're looking to do a series for
that's
Alfred.
fucking-
I'm like,
yeah, it's because
shut up.
they're trying to do like a quick grab. Because at first, when they came out with Gotham, it was like, ooh, and then people started watching it, and then they just started cheaping out.
Yeah.
But that fucking Flash, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember how we were talking about how they were losing one of the actors or whatever?
Yeah, Cisco.
Yeah, it's like, dude, that's still it pisses me off. It's like,
But that he's leaving?
yeah, it's like, dude, what are you gonna fucking do?
No,
here?
but I get that, dude. But my point is like, dude, that's not even a B character. That's not even a D character. That's a man, I don't even know what it is. It's a supporting character at best. How does someone go and greenlight that shit and turn around and say, man, Alfred, let's do this. Let's make him a little younger, less of a Monopoly Man guy, and let's and then start butching him up. Create a backstory where he's in special services.
a backstory though, that's key.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
key.
still, it's pure fiction as far as
No, I'm with
my
you. I'm with you.
understanding.
I'm with you.
It's all fiction, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Well, that's how they do in Gotham. They make Alfred like a badass.
I know, and it feels like they're making him a badass because they want to have a spin-off.
Yeah, I think he's like former SAS or some shit like that.
Shut up.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you. Hey, man.
Be in Batman's ear, patch him up.
Yeah.
Do your Alfred thing.
Yeah.
That's
be
bad.
his dad because his dad died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
surrogate dad.
Yeah.
Master Wayne. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us for this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. Please be sure to subscribe to our show on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher and Spotify and YouTube and blah, 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 all the social medias, and you know where to find us. And also, subscribe. Subscribe, bitches. We like the subscription. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Nick, thanks for coming back after that long, laborious effort with your taxes. And thanks yet again, and have an awesome week.